Hey everybody, welcome back to microbeerreviews.com. Tonight we have a brand new beer from Founders Brewing Company. They continue to push the envelope with different flavors. This is called their Unraveled IPA. I got it in a 6-pack. It wasn't expensive. I think it was like $13 for the 6-pack. It's got a really cool label. It caught my eye. It's this big hop, basically cracking open the top and unleashing all of the juices. Ooh, that was a tongue twister. So it is labeled as a juicy IPA. It's 6.6 ABVs, 50 IBUs. It says here it's only going to be available from, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but March through December. I bought it in February. So I don't know what the deal is there, but maybe it was March 2nd. I don't know, but I thought I bought it in February. So essentially they're going to make it all but 2 months out of the year. So the way they describe this is pretty common. It's they're going to unravel an American favorite hop to get the good juiciness from the inside. Dry hop with hop pellets, with lupulin powder, which can be delicious. And then what it's supposed to be is a finished product of a incredibly flavorful and aromatic hop flower IPA. Wheat notes to smooth out the backbone, while the pour is beautifully clear. So for Founders, quite honestly, that's a boring description, but what they're going for here again is a very, I haven't had it yet, but I'm from history, very hoppy, very citrusy, just that punch of fresh hops. I can already smell it from here. It smells actually delicious. Yeah, it smells really good. So it's a little bit lighter than I would have thought. There's quite a bit of carbonation. The head is perfectly white. Laces the glass a little bit. It's 6.6, so it's getting up there. But there is honestly a lot of carbonation, at least clinging to the glass from the inside. There's not that much. That's kind of an interesting presentation. It's a lot more pale than what I was expecting. I was expecting more of an orange. This is definitely more of a yellowish, kind of looks like a Stella in color. Perfectly filtered, nothing floating around. So the aroma is powerful, and it should be, right? So it's a juicy IPA with fresh hops. It's got it all. It's got the pine. It's got citrus, grapefruit, orange, maybe some lemon. It's got the floralness to it. It smells really fresh. So I mean, kudos to them. They definitely, according at least to the description, use some whole cone hops and some pelletized hops, and this thing is pretty good on the aroma. So and it should be. This time of year when they really try to get the last harvest in the fall and then brew these, obviously it takes a couple months for most of them. This one's pretty delish on the aroma. Let me see if this was canned 3 weeks ago, so that's pretty fresh. So IPAs are best within that 90-day window. So let's get into the glass and cheers. And by the way, the bubbles are gone. Ooh, it's very, very piney. And it's tarty. That has an interesting mix to it. So the first thing, front of the palate, is not the fruit. It is a very hop forward, pine forward, almost a little bit of grassiness forward on the palate, and then it kind of twists the back of your palate with what I would call a very pungent. It's very dry. Finishes very smooth. Doesn't really coat your mouth. It just kind of dissipates and disappears with a little bit of fruit, but this is definitely more of a pinier tasting. Wow, that's different. So it's interesting. So the smell is nothing like what it tastes like. The smell is awesome. The taste is what I would call pretty good. The finish is really unique in the fact that it just kind of just disappears. Very dry finish. Not very fruity on the palate. This is good. So every time I see a new IPA come out, at this point I roll my eyes. I'm like, how in the world are you going to do anything different and stand out in this crowded market. Well, I have to say, this is different. This is definitely a very wild concoction and marriage between fresh hops with some fruit flavors, with a little bit, I guess, it's kind of the oaty side, I guess, comes out a lot in the finish there with the tartness, but it's different. I would rate my beers from 1 to 5. I would probably give this like a 3.5. I would buy it again. And again, this is something where, as somebody said, give me a IPA that's different, that's got, you know, some freshness to it and some character to it, and it's different than every other one I've ever had. This hits the mark for sure. So let me know if you tried it in the comments or YouTube channel. We upload all the time. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. And as always, we will see you again real soon. Cheers.